Hello everyone and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing an autumn leaf design. I started off by doing a poly gel infill and put down a layer of foundation gel. Next I'll be using Born Pretty glitter powders. I'll be leaving the link in the description box below. Today we'll be using gold glitter, red glitter, and orange glitter. I first tried using yellow stopper nail polish to apply the glitters, but that didn't work. So now I'm trying Sally Hansen's Miracle Gel Clear Nail Polish, and I found that worked much better than the yellow stopper. I've seen YouTube videos with people using the yellow stopper nail polish and it applying and buffing the powders worked very well. I have no idea why mine didn't. It seemed like I would apply the yellow stopper nail polish on, and within 1 or 2 seconds, it would be too dry to have anything stick to it. So I found this better to use. Now, I'm taking each color and trying to make patches on the tip of my nail. I wanted to give it kind of like a leaf color pattern to it. So making blotches of the gold, the red, and the orange. Although the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Clear Polish worked better than the yellow stopper, I'm still trying to work as fast as I can before the nail polish forms a thin layer of dry coat. If I explain that right, um, just trying to work with it before it dries, because then otherwise it won't be sticky. If anyone has their own technique of applying these glitters, please let me know. I've done them in the past to where I've buffed it and it was fine. I just cannot for the life of me remember what I did. So I kind of struggled with this design. It was supposed to be a quick design, and it ended up becoming longer in trial and error than it did on video. So you want to try filling all the gaps and filling in the tip as well. If you have a clear tip, you don't need to be you don't need to get too crazy applying the glitters, but since I have a white tip, I'm going to be more diligent on getting each gap area covered with the glitter. So I'm just taking my finger, I'm just rubbing it in more. I started doing this swirly rub in as I normally do when I buff my glitters. And I found it to kind of smear the patches, which is not what I want. But if you buff the glitters like this with your finger or a rubber tool or the makeup applicator, the glitters will lie flat and reflect a better hollow when light hits it. But in this case, um, it just made it flat and it mixed the colors. So I'm not going to do that. I will be doing 2 coats of this glitter, and I'm just going to be doing the same thing that I just did. I'll be applying patches of each color all over the nail in 2 coats and just pushing it down to secure the glitter, and that would be the end of it. So here I am doing a second coat of these glitters, getting the tip, and starting the application process again. So second time around, you can see, where the color placement is. You obviously want to use the same color over the same patched area just to get better coverage. And if I find that it needed, more red or any of the other colors, I'll just, work on that more just to even out the nail. Sorry, I got a little bit out of frame there for a second. I'm just taking my brush and sprinkling some of this red over the leftover exposed parts to kind of leave a gentle like scatter of red glitter on the places that I have exposed. Just checking it out. I'm just gonna brush off the excess. So this is my attempt with the yellow stopper. I wanted to show this because I am not, like, I don't know what I did that was wrong, but it just wasn't working. So I'm just working quick, applying a coat of the yellow stopper, getting the tip. Now I'm just trying to get the colors on there. As you see, I'm working faster than I did before. And this part isn't sped up. The next nail would be sped up, but this is real time. So I'm just, trying to cover all the spots. And that didn't work because I had done the whole nail and then lightly brushed it off, and most of it came off as you saw while I was putting a second coat of the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. And now I'm just doing the same technique, just using this nail polish instead. You may want to give it a quick second for it to form like a little dry layer on it. And then when you tap on the glitters, be very gentle. Maybe load up the makeup applicator with the glitter and apply it on the wet nail, because the nail polish will stick to the makeup applicator. I think the next time that I do a glitter like this, I'll just try doing it like a sugaring, where I just scoop it up and pour it directly over the nail. The issue doing that here is because there's three colors and I don't want to mix them back into the containers. So either I do that and just do one color at a time and, you know, put another clear coat after that, and that could end up becoming a thick nail, or just not using that technique. So after doing all this, I am now taking the Top It Off clear gel from Gelish, and I'm going to um, attempt to do a texture. So this is my take on finding out what would happen if I did the plastic wrap um, technique, because, you know, ultimately I want the tips to be like leaves. So I know if I did this with regular nail polish using this plastic wrap technique, it would come out the way that I wanted to see the ridges and everything. But since I'm using glitters, it didn't turn out so well. So I'm going to show this. Um, and normally when I try to do the plastic wrap technique, I would use the hard gel instead of the top coat. But since I am just trying to do thin layers, I use the top coat. And as you can see, with my tool moving it around, it's not as good as hard gel, but it's still making a different texture. And keeping it down was a bit hard, and at this point I'm just like, okay, I'll settle for whatever textures I'm getting out of this. I'm not getting as much as I wanted. So after removing that, I just went directly to the glitters, trying to see if it'll stick. And not only am I noticing that it's not sticking and looking like it's textured, um, it was just looking like a hot mess. So I'm just, I took a nail cleanser and wiped it off, and then I went back in there with the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Clear Nail Polish, and I'm doing the same thing again. So again, this was supposed to be an quick and easy nail design, and I struggled so bad just trying to figure things out. Um, and again, like I said in my previous videos, like I don't plan my designs. Like I have an idea of what I think it should look like, and then I just, you know, work on it as I'm filming. And this is exactly like, you know, what I was doing again. I felt like it had been such a long time from the last post. It was only a week, but I had this idea of what I wanted to do, and I was excited to do it. And then, you know, right before filming, I'm like, oh, okay, well, how am I going to do this? um, so, you know, but that's the live and learn part of doing your own nails. Like you figure out your own techniques. I could go online and find someone that's done this as well, and you know, learn a thing or two from them. But this is just me learning as I go. So I just went back in and did the second coat. I did my middle finger and index finger, but I only had done the one coat, and now this is just going back and doing the second. I'd like to be a little bit more organized in my videos too, and this just seemed like all over the place for me. So, if I apply one technique with the same colors, I'll do that to all the nails that need that technique or color first, and then, I'll follow the same suit. But I kind of broke that protocol when I just did the one coat on the middle and index finger. I mean, and all of this probably doesn't matter to viewers, maybe. But at least it shows that I kind of care about how I want to lay out my videos. I just want it to be easy to follow. And this one, I actually have to explain more of what I'm doing because it just seemed all over the place. But just because I was trying to plan out how to do things in my Aurora Borealis video, I actually did a run through. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I didn't know if it would work. So I actually painted on press-on nails before I did it on my own. But yeah, I should have done that for this. I just didn't. I just thought this would be quick and easy. I was wrong. I think this video took over 2 hours, and I was watching TV at the same time, so uh, let's put that into consideration. But so it took over 2 hours, and this feed is like 30 minutes, so well, that's how frustrating I got with this design. Last nail, last coat. Always like that home stretch, but there's still more to do, so not done yet. In the end, I think I like this patchy application as opposed to buffing. I mean, although the buffing would reflect so much more hollow, I like the texture on these nails. So now I'm taking Top It Off by Gelish, and I'm going to be putting a thin layer on each nail. And this will seal in the first dimension of this design. Be sure to cap your tips, and we'll be curing this and using a nail cleanser from Gelish. I'm wiping down each nail with a no lint wipe, and I'll be doing this twice. Down for the double wipe. Now I'm taking these Born Pretty stamping nail polishes. I'll leave the link in the description below, and we'll also be using this Born Pretty nail plate BPL047 and using this leaf design. And so the idea here is we're going to take each of these three colors, they're metallics. It comes in a set. Again, I'll leave the link below. It's green, red, and gold. And I'm going to be placing dots on the plate just randomly, without a thought. And you want to try to work quick because these stamping nail polishes tend to dry very quickly. And I'm just going to take my Born Pretty card, swipe it. Take my stamper. And I have some clear tape and I'm just cleaning up what I don't want. I'm just placing the tape on the images to get a clear image, and then I'll be stamping this on my nail. And I want to overlap the image on the border of the glitter and the nail bed. So I'm carefully lining that up and laying it down. And this is going to add another dimension to the design. So as you can see, the three colors mixed onto that stamping area will form like a more organic looking type of leaf in the fall, as opposed to just having a solid color. And it's very subtle too. I mean, again, my nails are just for my viewing. If other people like it, I appreciate that, but you know, I'm the one that's staring at them all day. So this application is subtle, but you know, when I get to look at it, I can see the depths of the glitter coming through the stamping, and it just looks so gorgeous. Just taking a little leftover image and putting that on the other finger I did because sometimes the image is just not big enough for the nail. Now I'm taking my gummy jelly from Nail Couture and my shiny by Nail Couture, and I thought I was going to be applying these red rhinestones, but I ended up finding this rhinestone that has like a pink, yellow, and green hue to it. So and they all are different. Um, so I'm just gonna place a little crown on the cuticle line of my nail, and you'll see that the light reflected off of them shows will reflect different colors, and they're not the same. So normally I would just apply the shiny where I'd put the gummy jelly, which is near the cuticle area. But since I want to seal in the stamping that we just did, I'm applying the shiny to the whole nail and the tip. So I'm just taking these cool multicolored rhinestones and the reflection it's making, the reflective light that it's putting out, kind of looks like the color design of the nails. So that's why I ended up sticking with these. And it looks so organic and so nice. Um, like I said, each stone is reflecting a different color because I think the way that they designed this, they probably put the three colors in different spots. Um, and it's not going to be the same for each stone. So you can see here, like you can see a little bit of the greens and the pinks and the yellows. It's just all over the place. But that's like how leaves are. I mean, there's not one leaf that looks the same, especially when it's turning color. And originally I thought maybe I would do the ring finger and the thumb finger using these rhinestones and then using the red ones on the other fingers, but it just seems right to use the same rhinestones for all the nails. And as you can start to see here, like with the stamping and the glitters, the texture is just coming through and it's so insane. I have to say, this middle finger, I wanted to go back in and put more green in the stamping, but I didn't want to overlap stamping and risk it looking muddy. And I didn't want to just put a solid stamping of green. So I decided not to do that. But looking at my middle finger, I have to admit, like, I wish I had put a little bit more green in there. That's like the dead leaves finger because it's so brown and gold. Here I didn't want to block that one lonesome leaf just crawling up my finger, but I also wanted the stones to be even and symmetrical, so I did have to cover it a little bit, but it's those little things that, only I would probably notice unless I pointed it out like I did just now. And last but not least, my pinky nail to go with smaller stones. I wish I had smaller ones, but I couldn't find any. I had a frame using my tool to make it nice and clean. After we cure that, I am taking my Nourish Cuticle Oil by Gelish and applying it to each finger. As you've probably seen in this video, all the nail cleansers and everything is drying out my nails. So I'm just giving this a good rub in. And here is the end result. It looks like piles of leaves. And those rhinestones are reflecting so much variation in color. It's so gorgeous. Here's a little close up. Get it all focused. And you can see the texture, the depth, and more of that reflective colors coming off of the rhinestones. I mean, as frustrating as this design was, It really came out really pretty. It just sings autumn and fall and leaves, and um, there are no trees here for me to make a pile and jump in, unfortunately. But, oh, and even a closer view. Just getting all in there. Well, there you have it. Thank you for watching Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.